A card possessing the ability Paradigm. After it resolves for the first time, it will be cast for free on every subsequent turn for the rest of the game. And I hate it. You see, this is supposed to be a fixed mechanic of the cards from OG Kamigawa, and these cards are epic, because that's what the mechanic is called. It's a mechanic where, after you resolve the card, you will cast a copy of it for free on each subsequent turn, and after you cast it, you cannot cast any other spells for the rest of the game. Clearly, Wizards liked this concept, but disliked that second part. The part where you can cast no other spells for the rest of the game. But I think the problem with this whole mechanic isn't that, it's the whole thing. The whole idea of casting a spell for free every turn is kinda not great, and just chopping off the end of it, it doesn't fix it. The problem I have with these mechanics are their ability to be interacted with. Boggles is a deck that's been around for a long time and is notorious for being hard to interact with, because the titular Boggle has Hexproof, an ability that prevents the opponents from targeting that creature with any spells or abilities. So get out of here, Murder, Path to Exile, Lightning Bolt, Blue Bounce Spell, whatever green does. But even an ability as annoying as Hexproof is, there are still plenty of ways around it. You can get your opponent to sacrifice it by targeting the opponent and not the creature. You could also board wipe, destroying all creatures doesn't target, still kills it. And there are even ways to remove Hexproof on cards that you play anyway. Even the card Progenitus, which has one of the dumbest lines of text ever put on a Magic card, protection from everything. That card is easier to interact with than Paradigm and Epic. Paradigm and Epic are only vulnerable before they resolve. So the only thing that could stop them is a counterspell. A lot of this is just how instant and sorcery spells function. Because they're only around for a second, the only thing you could do to stop them is a counterspell. But the thing about most instant and sorceries is that after they resolve, that's it. They're done. They don't come back. But these spells function by coming back over and over and over again, and that is where the problem comes in. For most things that are continuously a problem, you can destroy it whenever you have a removal spell and the mana to cast it. But these spells only have one instance of vulnerability, and if you miss your shot for the rest of the game, you're gonna have to deal with it. Personally, I prefer the epic spells. Though the mechanic is probably overall worse, the cards are better. Not from a strength perspective. I mean, the epic cards are garbage compared to the paradigm cards. You sacrifice all the other spells you can cast for the rest of the game just to cast one spell every turn. There is something epic about that. The only sacrifice to playing the paradigm spells is the mana you spent to cast them on that first turn. Oh wait, that's how every fucking spell works. Yeah, that's cool. I think the epic cards also are a symbol of old Magic design. Magic design that reminds me of Shrek because it has layers. There is more to Magic than just the physical cards, the art on the cards, the gameplay, the story. It's all one thing, and they come together in this beautiful way. Epic spells are powerful, strong, final last resorts for any mage. They invoke that in the art, in the mana cost, and most importantly, in the gameplay. You cast it over and over and can do nothing else because of the sheer powerfulness of this spell. It invokes an emotion within you because of what the card represents, and it's something completely absent to many spells in the modern day of Magic. The epic spells are bad, but they're also good. They're bad gameplay-wise, but they are super awesome, and I love them. One other added benefit of the cards being bad is that they don't mess with competitive Magic. They don't mess with the actual game of Magic being played. The Paradigm cards are extremely good, and because they're uninteractable, they're really just not that fun. While the epic cards are more of a gimmick, a silly thing you can do, and not really that annoying to go against because they really are just bad. And if you see them, you're probably just playing a casual game for fun of whatever format you're playing. So it's harder to get annoyed at that The paradigm cards are specifically busted in limited, where your opponent already has few things they could do about it. They probably didn't even open that many counter spells to counter it with. And I know there's a lot of busted rares and mythics out there, but just not being able to do shit about this once it resolves, and because it happens turn after turn after turn, you really just can't lose unless you're that far behind. The one that gives counters just makes all your creatures huge after a couple of turns. The one that makes token copies of stuff, yeah, you just get fucking a million copies of your best thing. Yeah, you're gonna win pretty fast. The red one just gives you free spells. The only problem with that is you might mill out. Same thing with the black one that draws you cards. Like, these are all really freaking good. Also, the white one's good too. Yeah. These are just a super annoying group of cards for me because I love draft, and this really just ruins Secrets of Strixhaven draft. Because I can have as good of a deck as I want, and someone with just a decent deck that pulled a good paradigm card can ruin it all. And yeah, they can not draw it, or I could hold up a counterspell if I even play those. It'll always be in the back of my mind. Just ruining games out there for everyone who has to deal with them. Though it would actually be cool if both players had one. That sounds like a pretty cool experience. So in the end, that's why I don't like paradigm cards, and that's why I do love the epic cards. If you're looking for a silly deck or theme or something, try playing a deck that casts all 5 epic cards at the same time, because if you do, on every turn, you will cast all the epic spells again and again and again. You could also try doing the paradigm spells too, but that's infinitely less cool. Mostly because you could just play the paradigm spells. But if you get all 10 out at the same time, that sounds like a really awesome thing, and somehow send it to me. I don't know how you would do that, but do it.